First Alert 5 weather.
And it was a windy and dry start to the week here in southern Colorado. This pattern remains fairly stagnant, I'm afraid, for the next couple of days. And with that, unfortunately, comes the risk for quickly moving wildfires. That's why we see red flag warnings in effect across most of the News 5 viewing area Tuesday afternoon. And again, this is likely to continue or extend into Wednesday as well. Each of the next few afternoons, humidity values between 5 and 10%, and winds that could be gusting in excess of 35 to 45 miles an hour. I think Wednesday is going to be a little windier than what we'll see tomorrow. Other than that, it's really tough to complain. It's early to mid-March, and we are talking about unseasonable warmth, really above average highs today in both the Springs and Pueblo. Lows also quite warm for this time of the year. Pueblo today, that high of 74, 1 degree away from setting a new record for the date. Now in the Springs tonight, quiet as we take you downtown with a view of the Springs on Tejon Boulevard. Things are really nice outside, still in the lower 40s. You know, think back to what we saw a few weeks ago when we had that Arctic blast, the Polar Express. Yeah, this is a welcome change, but we know it's spring, or we know, I should say, it's a fall spring. Winter is still here, and there's still some cold weather to come, so don't get too used to it. Right now in Pueblo tonight, we have 41 degrees with calm wind outside. Look at the temperature in Canyon City, now updating to 50 degrees, 31% humidity, east-southeast winds at just 2 miles per hour. So the wind is pretty much weakened across the board tonight. That's some good news as temperatures begin to cool down under clear skies. We're checking in currently at 44 degrees for our friends in Trinidad. So out ahead of the storm, we're experiencing the warm before the storm. That'll continue Tuesday. And then as we make our way into Wednesday, this low begins to move on shore. This looks like it's going to be a high impact storm, but I think until that low moves into California the middle of the week, all these finer tuned details are really going to be really tough for us to nail down. So you got to keep it posted here to News 5, both on air and online, for continuous updates ahead of the storm. Tonight, that storm is just offshore, but is bringing some rain and snow to parts of the Pacific Northwest and the Northern Rockies. So before the storm gets here, enjoy the nice weather. Get outside, take the dog for a nice long walk, go on a nice hike tomorrow. You'll enjoy the weather. Now in the afternoon, it will get windy out there as we do have the high fire danger of the forecast, but in the Pikes Peak region, I think those highs are going to build all the way into the upper 60s. Now, the latest models pushing back the arrival of some of that snowfall until Friday. So I think Thursday is mostly dry, other than some waves of snow in the mountains. Friday morning, start to see some snow push off the eastern slopes. And it looks like by Friday night, we could see some heavier snow bands begin to set up. The position of the low is really going to tell the story. If it stays south, it might be that classic Albuquerque low setup where we get good upslope and good energy moving through. But if it moves a little farther north, some of the totals won't be as high as what the models are showing right now. And that's why we're not putting out totals just yet. But this could be a pretty big impact storm. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Your lows tonight down to the 30s and 40s. Highs are going to be warm again on Tuesday. Wednesday begins the cool down, windy and cooler as well on Thursday. And then I'm tracking the potential for snow and some heavy snow Friday into Saturday. For Pueblo, we'll be in the 70s on Tuesday, dropping down to the 40s and 30s with temperatures likely above freezing here. So it might be a rain-snow mix, at least at the onset of that storm Friday. Canyon City, similar stories. We go from 70 on Tuesday down to 40 and then eventually some 30s. And for Woodland Park, it looks like snow could move in here as early as Thursday night, with more bands of snow, some of that heavy, as we make our way into Friday and Saturday.